For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson. Well, Will Smith has found himself in the tabloid headlines, and this time it has nothing to do with Jada Pinkett Smith. In an exclusive interview with Tasha K, brother Bilal, who acted as an assistant to Smith, revealed that he once walked in on him having sex with fellow actor Duane Martin. In a clip shared on the Art of Dialogue's Twitter page, Bilal told the story of looking for Will Smith on a movie set, only to find him with someone else. Let's take a look at this clip.
And then I saw sexual acts that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Duane Martin. Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game. 3 minutes later, after them telling me, hey, you got eyes on Will, we need him to come watch this. So I'm running all over the studio. He's not in his dressing room. I go to the cafeteria. I'm like, but I see his car there. Where is this guy at? So now I'm holding Duane down too, so I have the keys to his dressing room. I'm on walkie-talkie and they calling my cell phone. Yo, we need to get Will here. I'm like, yo, kind of down, like I'm trying to find this, like this is unlike him, right? So, all right, I open the door to Duane's dressing room, and that's when I see Duane and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Duane was standing up.
Now, of course, this clip set social media on fire and made Will Smith the #1 trending topic on social media. After seeing the video, some users were quick to say they didn't believe the story, while others claimed they knew the entire time. In order to promote the interview, Tasha shared the brief clip herself and captioned, "Will Smith will wish this interview never happened. This is one of the closest people to Will aside from Jada to sit down and tell all about him. From meeting Jada, Tupac, Will's sexuality, and manhood size. He knows and tells it all." She would tell her fans to tune into the full interview this Wednesday, November 15th on TashaKLive.com. Some of the comments under the viral clip from the Art of Dialogue read, "Tasha, you just don't learn. Them people not gonna play with you. What I don't understand is why people get fired and then want to air everything out. It was all cool when you was working with him though." Another user would say, "I just went on his Instagram. Anyone that has an Instagram with a bunch of pictures of them with celebrities is trying to insert themselves into a life that they do not have. As if to say, look at me, I'm important because I'm with celebrities. This was never Will's friend, ever." In addition to these opinions, there were some on social media who don't even believe the story and question the interview's intention and purpose. With this information, some have asked if this changes anyone's perception of Will Smith or if we even care. Will this interview stop you from seeing Will Smith's next movie? Joining me is our very own borderline analyst, Danielle Miller, to dive into this topic. Danielle, I want to start from the top, as we always do. When you saw this clip circulating, as you see, the comments unfolding, what was your reaction to it?
Tasha K, and she working hard to make sure she get this bill under control for Cardi B. But when I saw the clip, it was just like, why are we doing this? Like, why are we doing this? And then even his choice of words in the clip, like he really wanted you to, he was trying to diminish and emasculate him in that moment, especially his choice of words. So for me, it was like, why are we doing this? And on top of that, I didn't know what to say. I just was over it.
Absolutely, and honestly, Danielle, that's the same thing I thought. It felt like there was an agenda or a motive, and the first thing I thought is, what are you selling? What are you wanting people to buy? What are you trying to get in the headlines for? Because it seems very out of the blue and unnecessary. Now, this actually isn't anything new, Danielle, because there was a rumor back in the day about Duane and Will Smith talking about this, and Tisha Campbell as well as Duane actually addressed this, and I want to read Tisha's comments, and then I want to dive into this conversation a little more. So here's what she had to say. "Our theory is that it's really a slave mentality. Whenever the Black community has leaders, potential leaders, or a family unit, we emasculate them. You don't ever see them do that to Ben Affleck or Matt Damon. They can be friends and be powerful individually or collectively and do amazing things. When two brothers are successful and have influential and powerful friends, we have to emasculate them. On the real, we even did it to Oprah and Gayle. We have to get over that because at the end of the day, who really cares? We have Katrina, autism, and children killing one another in my hometown of Newark. I don't know what the obsession is with celebrities, but maybe it helps people feel better about their own situation. We just know that it's something that comes along with being in front of the camera. First, Danielle, I'd love to get your thoughts on what Tisha had to say. And again, this is back in 2007 where her and Dwayne addressed these rumors. But also, too, I think it's fair to add another perspective here because you and I are kind of on the same page. It's like, who cares? You know, Tisha even mentioned in her, you know, who really cares? But there are people who do care. So I want to get your reaction on Tisha, but also, why do you think people are invested where they care about, you know, your sexual preferences and, you know, who you're in bed with behind closed doors?
I agree with Tisha. Let me start there. I agree with her wholeheartedly. And it's not that people care who you get in bed with, you know, it's people care when you are an influential Black person, especially Black man. I had a friend share a line from Jay-Z's song with me this morning, and it said, Dark Night Feeling, die and be a hero and live long enough and be the villain. And that's something that Jay-Z said. And that's like what we see playing out here and what we've been seeing play out throughout the years. We have fellas like Tyler Perry, whose sexuality has been in question since he began his rise in fame. Then you also had, and I'm not saying if the man is innocent or not, but miraculously, all these claims against Bill Cosby. And then you also had in the late 60s or so, you had people claiming that Sidney was whitewashed as he gained his popularity. And it reminds me of like segregation when you are a Black man and you're successful, but you can't show your success. You can't be too successful, nigga. You gotta stay in your place, in your lane, because then if you come out your lane, we come after you. And instead of lynching you, now we're using our words. Meanwhile, in between time, and I am gonna say this, you have white actors such as Charlie Sheen, such as Kevin Spacey. You don't have them in the news, but they were convicted of the crimes that they have done, and there's substantial proof against them. But yet we always do this to our Black men. If it happened, I don't care. Like, whatever, dog, that's your sexual business, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, Will Smith is a great actor. He is a great performer. He appears to be a good family man. And it is like, go ahead and make your success. He gives back to the community. He's very influential and he's influenced us in terms of being better. It isn't like he's a negative influence, and that's what they hate. They hate when you're a positive influence and that you can actually sit into a room of other influential races with them. As far as they're concerned, for a lot of times, you're just another Black nigga. And the sad thing is, us as a Black community, we do it to each other because we carry these stories and we keep them alive.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask. So when we talk, because I think that's definitely the agenda on a bigger scale, but when we talk about like the everyday person that are like, you know, so invested, I don't know, I guess so invested into celebrity lives where it's like, if you're anything outside of than what you present on screen, then I'm going to, you know, view you different. Why do you think that is? Why do you think so many like of the everyday people feel a type of way? If this is to come be true, or you know, or what have you, why do you think so many everyday people are invested?
Because we always looking for a way to bring each other down. Even as simple as you, if you take up a good role on your job, the arrows start coming at you. You know, if you move from being line staff to now that you're a manager or a supervisor, who was once your friend and your friend no more. You know, everybody was cool when he was just Will Smith on the sitcom, but as he began to climb the ladder, we've been hearing this rumors about him for a little while about his sexuality. And you always try to find something, because as far as we're concerned, a nigga's supposed to mess up. And I keep on using the word nigga because that's exactly how we viewing each other when we carry on these stories. This is a Black man that has done well in the community, and unfortunately, the Black crab syndrome continues. I don't know what they call it in American culture, but here we call it Black crab culture, when you always try to pull somebody down, because we love when people doing well, but we don't love when people doing better than us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think you hit the nail on the head. So here's the question, right? Here's what it all boils down to. Let's say, in which, again, they have addressed these rumors before. I want to make sure I say this. They have addressed these rumors before. They have denied it. I don't give two peas in a pot. Like, I don't care. But let's say it is true, Danielle, right? Let's say the rumors come out to be true. Let's say Will Smith says, like, yes, true. is that going to stop you from seeing a Will Smith movie? Are you going to watch the next Will Smith movie? Is that going to impact the way you view him as an actor?
No, I actually got online. I was trying to see if they have the release date out yet for Bad Boys 4, because I'm still gonna watch it. As a matter of fact, I can watch it 2 times. Will I give you my money? Because as far as I'm concerned, the only thing y'all have on him is his sexuality. He hasn't committed a heinous crime. He hasn't been convicted of rape or of murder. His sexuality, and y'all expect me not to go watch his movies because it looks like an attack on him? Then I could buy 5 tickets. You want to go Symphony? I will personally pay for buckle the theater in Atlanta. Hopefully I get there by the time his Bad Boys 4 come out. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna continue to watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm gonna continue to like his posts. I'm gonna continue to support him. It has not changed my perspective on Will Smith. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. As an actor, Will Smith has done phenomenal. I think what he portrays on screen, because I know there are some people that say, oh, well, you know, on screen he portrays this masculine, heterosexual man and strong, all these things. He's an actor, and to me, that's what he's supposed to do. Whatever the role is, you're supposed to embody that, so much so that I believe it. Whoever you are personally or whatever in your personal life, as long as you're not committing crimes, hurting children, killing people, you know, those type of crimes, then what you do in your personal life is your personal business. What you do on screen is completely separate. So yeah, I would definitely show up to another Will Smith movie. And Danielle, let's do it. Let's go see Bad Boys.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. And I also want to say this before we close. When we continue on tracks like this of attacking people's sexuality and their personal life, if it's not domestic abuse or anything heinous, like Symphony said, when we continue to do this with this Black Crab syndrome, we now leave the door open for the predators of the higher level to now take aim of the talent that is out there. I don't want to call names, but we have some very influential Black people. And the more we continue on this trend, the more we give them the green light to go and attack the others. And now what do we have in the community to look up to for people to pour back into the community? So we have to be very careful of how we entertain such I'm looking for the word discrediting conversations and how we tear each other down. So let me just say that.
I'm not even gonna follow that with anything. That's a closer right there. So thank you so much, Danielle, for joining me on this topic. Now, of course, before you head out, I'd like to know what you have going on. So what do you have coming up? And of course, how can people follow you?
Let me say, I am still our news reporter. You can make sure to tune into me every weekend to find out what's going on in entertainment here in the Bahamas. Also, I have Sis, new episodes of Sis that will be coming out really soon. So you can check my YouTube for that. The YouTube is Danielle, Denielle. Of course, I am here every Tuesday on Comedy Hype, one of the biggest, baddest YouTube channels, streaming platforms in the entire world. Every Tuesday, giving my thoughts, actually, and reactions on it with the lovely Symphony Thompson. And then you can follow me on Instagram at DEEA Miller and on Twitter. I don't tweet much. At DEEA Miller and on Facebook, DENIELLE. That's me. That's Danielle.
You heard from us. Now we want to hear from you in the comments below. If Will Smith is somebody that you viewed as a role model, specifically Black men, how does this alleged information impact you? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson. For Comedy Hype News, I'm just kidding. But I do have a special announcement. The Comedy Hype News show is now looking for an analyst to join me right here on the show. That's right, there's an opportunity for your tush to be in one of these seats. But before you get too excited, here are a few requirements. You must be Atlanta-based, over the age of 21, so sorry to all my young babies. And you gotta know how to stand 10 toes down on your opinion. Now, technically we'll be sitting down, but you get my point. 10 toes down, not 9, not 8, but 10. Auditions take place November 30th through December 1st right here in Atlanta, Georgia. So click the link below or go to Hype Plus TV/talent search. Hope to see you in a chair near me. For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.